this.
Absolutely. And in fact, her shoes tell us something about that too.
Okay, what are you seeing in the shoes?
So we have the little black pump. And the little black pump comes into its own in this time, in the early 1900s. And it's a comfortable shoe with a low heel. And even though it looks fancy to our eye with that ribbon on there, it actually was a very modest, middle-class, low-priced shoe that she would have worn out into the world. And this was a big deal for women to leave the home and go out into the world. It was just starting to happen at this time. So we can start to understand that the woman whose bedroom this is was a, quote, modern girl.
Oh, that's very interesting.
And those shoes tell us that. Now, you can also see that those shoes are not neatly lined up under the bed.
No, they're not. I also like the paper that's there. So she's well-read and informed.
So interesting you point that out, because in paintings up until this time, the only people who would have been reading a newspaper would have been men, because newspapers carried news of the outside world, business, politics, economics, sports, not the stuff for ladies.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
This particular woman is so comfortable with reading the newspaper that she can just discard it onto the floor.
That is so interesting. This is 1910. This is, you might have to help me on this. This is when women were out trying to canvass for their right to vote.
Yes, indeed. And in fact, it takes them 10 more years. But in the 1910s, we really get that resurgence of energy behind women's suffrage. And who was doing that? The new woman. And so we can just imagine her in her black pumps, headed out the door with her picket sign, ready to go march on Washington and make that point that women deserve the vote.
Wow. That is incredible. This is a beautiful